नमस्ते स्टूडेंट्स। मैट्रासिस चैप्टर का सबसे इजी और स्कोरिंग टॉपिक आज हम करने वाले हैं, टाइप्स ऑफ मैट्रासिस। ये टॉपिक एग्जाम में डायरेक्ट डेफिनेशंस और एग्जाम्पल्स में आता है और अगर आप वीक स्टूडेंट्स हो तो आज का वीडियो आपके लिए गोल्ड है। 15 मिनट्स के अंदर आप सारे टाइप्स याद कर लोगे। जिस चैप्टर का बेस स्ट्रॉन्ग हो उसमें मार्क्स पक्के होते हैं। पिछले वीडियो में हमने सीखा था मैट्रिक्स क्या होता है, रोज ऑफ अ मैट्रिक्स, कॉलम्स ऑफ अ मैट्रिक्स किसे कहते हैं, ऑर्डर ऑफ अ मैट्रिक्स एंड सो ऑन। आज हम जानेंगे मैट्रिक्स कितने टाइप के होते हैं। You focus on this slide, types of matrices. Here I am going to teach you row matrix, column matrix, rectangular matrix, square matrix, zero matrix, diagonal matrix, and identity matrix. Let us study one by one. First is row matrix. ऐसा मैट्रिक्स जिसमें सिर्फ एक रो हो उसे कहते हैं रो मैट्रिक्स। Only one row, right? For example, I'm going to write matrix A is equal to only one row, 1, 2, 3, 4, only one row, and there are 4 columns. So number of rows 1 and number of columns 4. So order of this matrix is 1 by 4. Row matrix is always horizontal, right? Horizontal matrix. So this is the first type of matrix. Let us move to the second type known as column matrix. ऐसा मैट्रिक्स जिसमें सिर्फ एक कॉलम हो उसे कहते हैं कॉलम मैट्रिक्स। For example, I have written here order of a matrix 3 by 1 means I am going to write a matrix whose order is 3 by 1 means there are 3 rows and only one column, 1, 2 and 0. So these are the 3 rows and only one column. So order of this matrix is 3 by 1. I hope this is clear. Okay, I can write any other matrix. Suppose C is a matrix, right? And I may write here only, no, only, for example, suppose only one column is there and I am going to write 2 or 3 elements. 2 elements, suppose 1 and 2. Okay, this is also a column matrix. There are 2 rows and only one column. So this is important. It indicates a column, only one column, right? So एक ही column है. So this is called as a column matrix. Column always vertical होता है. Remember, column is always vertical. So this is the second type of matrix. Move to the third type. Third is rectangular matrix. जब रो और कॉलम इक्वल नहीं होते हैं, राइट, रेक्टेंगुलर रो एंड कॉलम जब इक्वल नहीं होते हैं, we are going to call it as a rectangular matrix, right? Rectangular matrix. For example, I'm going to write a matrix 2 rows and 3 columns. Suppose matrix is denoted by C, 2 rows and 3 columns. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 0. So here there are 2 rows and 3 columns. So order is 2 by 3. Remember, there are 2 rows and 3 columns, they are not equal, right? They are not equal, so we are going to call it as a rectangular matrix. Square nahi hai. Rectangular means square nahi hai, right? Square nahi hai. Clear? Next, type number 4, square matrix. It is easy to understand. Square means number of rows and number of columns are equal. जहाँ पे equal number of rows and columns होते हैं. For example, simple example, I'm going to write a matrix B with 2 rows and 2 columns. We can write like this: 2 rows and 2 columns. Anything you can write. Suppose matrix C, 3 rows and 3 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? Here 3 rows and 3 columns. जिसमें number of rows and columns equal होते हैं. So this is called as a square matrix. Suppose there is a matrix of who is having n rows and n columns. So we are going to call it as n by n matrix. Right? Next, type number 5, zero matrix. This is also known as null matrix. ऐसा मैट्रिक्स राइट जिसके सभी एलिमेंट जीरो हो. सब जीरो मीन्स जीरो मैट्रिक्स, right? All the elements are zero. For example, it could be 2 by 2 also, it may be 3 by 3 also. All the elements of this matrix are zero. This is known as null matrix or zero matrix. If there is a matrix A and if I'm going to add zero matrix in this existing matrix, the value of matrix A remains same. So this zero works like as identity identity element, right? Identity with respect to addition. Identity with respect to addition. Clear? Next, type number 6, diagonal matrix. This is very, very important. Diagonal matrix. A square matrix. First, it has to be a square. A square matrix जिसमें diagonal के अलावा सब जीरो, diagonal के अलावा सब जीरो हो. So this is called as a diagonal matrix. So diagonal में I'm going to put 2 and 5, 2 and 5, and all remaining elements must be 0. This is called as a diagonal matrix. बाकी सब 0, right? Only diagonal element में non-zero number हो, तब हम इसे बोलेंगे diagonal matrix. For example, matrix B, right? It should be square first of all. Square होना चाहिए. 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5, whatever it may be, right? For simplicity, I'm going to take 3 by 3. Then diagonal में element has to be there. Diagonal में elements has to be there, right? So 5, 6 and 2. And all remaining elements must be 0. We are going to call it as a diagonal matrix. I hope this is clear. Diagonal matrix. Now the next, okay, next is the identity matrix, and this is also called as unit matrix. This is again very important concept in case of matrices, right? When we study algebra of matrices, where we can learn the addition, subtraction, multiplication, this plays an important role. What is mean by identity matrix or unit matrix? Unit means one, right? So this is a special diagonal matrix. Remember, square तो होना ही चाहिए, right? Because diagonal means it has to be a square first of all, right? Special diagonal, this is a diagonal matrix as well as special diagonal जिसमें diagonal पे 1 हो. Remember, diagonal पे 1 हो. So this is called as a identity matrix and it is denoted by I only. Remember, we are not going to take any matrix in any symbol other than I for identity matrix. So suppose there are only 2 rows and 2 columns. So this has to be square first of all. This has to be diagonal, and the speciality is all diagonal elements must be 1. So this is called as unit matrix or identity matrix of order 2. Sometimes it is denoted by I and here 2, it means that this is an identity matrix of order 2. Similarly, we can write an identity matrix of order 3 also, or we can denote it by R3, right? So why this is important? Because ये matrix multiplication में normal 1 की तरह behave करता है. For example, we know multiplication 5 into 1 is equal to 5. So here 1 is identity with respect to multiplication. Similarly, in case of matrices, if there is a matrix B and I'm going to multiply with matrix I'll get only B here, the same element we will get it. So I hope this is clear. We have studied 7 types of matrices, 7 types of matrices. This is the revision what we have studied. We have studied row matrix जिसमें एक ही रो होता है, only one row, right? There is no restriction on column, there is only one row. Column matrix में there is only one column, single vertical column, right? Single vertical column. Rectangular matrix में rows and columns they are different. Square matrix में rows, number of rows and number of columns must be equal. We will always consider n for rows and m for this m for columns here, no problem, or vice versa. M for rows and n for columns, doesn't matter here. So here rows and columns both are equal, so we are going to call it as a square matrix. Zero matrix, we know that all elements are zero. Diagonal matrix, this is first has to be a square matrix and only diagonal elements must exist and all non-diagonal element must be zero, non-zero on the main diagonal, right? Zero elsewhere, we can say it like this also. Identity matrix, all diagonal elements are 1 and remaining all of them are 0. A diagonal matrix where all main diagonal elements are 1. So thank you students, and stay tuned for the upcoming videos.